Hi Pisces, hope you are doing well as always. This is Jamie and welcome to Soulvine Guidance. Today we're going to do something a little different and do a Celtic cross read, okay? So this will look at different aspects regarding a situation, the current situation, the past, the present, what you can expect, your power, your hopes and fears, and how they are supporting you or not, and then the potential outcome. Okay, guys? So let's dive in and see what Spirit wants you to know. All right, let's get started. So I need to make sure this is going to fit into the to the screen here. And we're straight as well. All right. We don't read reversals, just so you are aware. All right, guys. And then we will further clarify. So Pisces, having a look at the current or the present situation, how things are looking right now. You've got the Magician energy with the Hierophant crossing over as your challenge. So what I'm gathering here and right now for you Pisces, there seems to be a lot around growth, rebirth, manifesting a new adventure is awaiting for you here. With the Magician energy, there's something here that you're trying to manifest, or trying to create, or trying to step into, which seems here that with the Hierophant standing over or crossing over here as a challenging point, it seems that there may be just something that you're going through that you need to learn. Perhaps patterns, your own spiritual experiences and awakening that are challenging what you may be wanting to manifest right now or bring into your life, into this material world. With the Death card showing up here, this is, talking about the basis, the overall kind of energy of the situation that is happening here, which is about the death energy, which we know is about endings and new beginnings. But I feel like this is more an internal aspect, an internal journey that you are going through. And I do feel, Pisces, for a lot of you, there's like a significant shift happening in your world, in your life, whether this is, specific to relationships, specific to business, your purpose, what motivates you, what drives you. You're really taking a good inventory and look at your life. And if you haven't been, now is a really great time, because this is where things you're going to start seeing shifting and moving forward for you with great potential. But you've got to be willing to participate, okay? Which is a big part here. In terms of the past, I'm getting two different types of energy here with the Four of Swords. There may have just been like, you've recognized that you've just been through a lot and you needed time to recover. And that could be part of this challenge in manifesting, is that you need time to recover. And a part of that recovery is sometimes that self-awareness and getting honest with ourselves. Okay. And that's potentially what's showing up here. You may have withdrawn, you may have, whatever you've been experiencing over time is something that you may and most likely have kept to yourself and not have really shared what you've been dealing with or what you've been going through. So the rest portion, taking time out for you has been and is necessary as part of this evolution of what's next for you, Pisces. In terms of the Knight of Cups energy, this is where we're kind of seeing things now. You may have, it's interesting, with the Knight of Cups, you may find that for some of you, there's new opportunities coming on in. In addition to new opportunities coming on in that excite you, people, probably may want to be connecting, want to share, hey, this is what's happening, how can we get you involved? I do feel in some respects too that you might have people that are coming in to to acknowledge situations or experiences they've been through with you and want to kind of talk about it on a bit of a deeper level. They may want to, I'm getting apologize, but not directly like, hey, I'm sorry about this. I feel like you're connecting with people that had meaning to you or situations that had meaning to you, over a period of time that haven't been great. At some point where there may have been a breakdown, where there may have been a disconnect or withdrawal. And I feel like the ones that are meant to stay in your life, the ones that are meant to heal and be nurtured, I feel are coming back into connection to talk about, to deepen, the experiences and understanding of what you guys have been through. This could be career related. This could be, a significant other. This could be family life, friends, whatever it may be. The story and your situation is going to be unique to you. But when we see the star card show up, this is like, the near future, what you can kind of expect to be coming up here. And that connects really beautifully because the star energy is about healing. It's about nurturing. It's about balancing things out into, moving towards your hopes and dreams, the things that you aspire to be and to feel and to live in. When it comes to that. So I feel like this is very nurturing energy that's occurring here regarding a connection or a situation that's important to you, Pisces. In terms of the world energy, this is looking at your power in this situation. So the power, which may also be showing up as a challenge for you, is your power in terms of like the insight that you're gathering through this cycle and change that you're experiencing here. There's something that you really desire, that you want to manifest and create in your life. But to also get there, we know that we've got to do things differently. We've got to learn, we've got to grow, and we've got to expand. And that's what's been occurring if you haven't recognized, like, ultimately, that's what's been occurring here. And it's a strong force that you're holding that's really supporting you right now, is that this is like the next chapter, the death energy, the world card. There's this next chapter that's happening in your life. But I feel like this is like a really strong, powerful movement forward that is helping you on a huge level. Like it's going to be a turning point, changing point for a significant period of your life is what I'm getting here, Pisces, okay? In terms of the effects that people may have on you, we've got the Ace of Swords showing up. So what I feel is happening is that you're getting really clear and really honest of who you want to spend your time with, where you want to be, what you want to do. And I feel whoever you connect with is going to give you that insight, right? And it's maybe not something that you speak out loud. It's something that you notice and feel and recognize within yourself. And some people are going to be like, yes, wow, they gave me a message that just helped me get here or realize this. For others, it's going to be like, oh, damn, I need to get away from that because that is just so out of alignment for me. So I feel like there's a lot of power in people around you as well, Pisces, that's going to help support this path and journey with new beginnings, with new clarity, with new truths on what it is that you want and that you're working towards. In regards to your hopes and fears, we've got the Queen of Swords energy. So it's interesting because I'm getting it in two parts. I think there's some hope here that, that as you move forward, that you're connected to many different aspects of, having the right information to make the right choices, okay, I feel is one part, which is in hope, but is also sits in a little bit of fear as well. That I think there's this aspect of you want to do things differently this time on this path, on this journey, and you recognize there's things that you need to cut out. You recognize that you need to be able to communicate and use your voice in a more assertive way. But I think there's also that balance of being understood, okay? Because I know sometimes Pisces, when we can speak, sometimes it's at a point where we've had enough and it can come out quite harsh and quite truthful and without a tact. So, and maybe you've noticed too, that's been quite disruptive for some situations, even though it was, you were trying to be compassionate and understanding. There sometimes gets a point where it's too much for people to take on. And while that is on them and their issue, I think there's still this part of you, right, that you want to be able to, like I said, move forward in an assertive and positive light, but just be able to communicate with, I think, strength, with grace, and not allow things to impact your thinking, and just be in like a healthier state, that things aren't penetrating you and bringing you down in other, based on what other people are doing, thinking, or feeling. Because you know that when you operate and when you connect with people, like, you are mindful, you are thoughtful, you are considerate, you're open-minded. So I think there's just this fine line of how do you also get this right in being true to you, but also being, supportive of others with the right boundaries, okay? And then the Four of Pentacles showing up here, this is kind of like representing the outcome. It's interesting with this Four of Pentacles because there is some aspect of, as you're having this significant growth and these shifts occurring, Pisces, what I think there's also this aspect of not wanting to lose that, wanting to make sure that life is strong, is stable, is supportive for you going forward, okay? So that I feel like is also on your mind, is also in question in terms of where you're going and what you're doing. But if we're looking at it as an outcome, as an example, this is showing great strength in whatever it is that you're doing. This is showing that you're moving to a stronger, more stable presence. And like I said, I feel like this is a long-term adventure for you. One that's going to be fun, one that's going to feel connected and grounded. But I think there's this balance as well of making sure that you're not holding on too tightly or trying to control situations. I think a big part is allowing things to flow and move forward in a supportive and healthy light. So we're just going to further clarify for you on what we need to know here, guys, okay? If there's any further messages that we need to know in support of this. So let's just have a look at what we need to know about this death energy for the current situation. So we have the World showing up again for you, Pisces. So this is huge, okay? So the World card, as we said, we already know. I think we've already identified this. This is just further clarification that wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, there's a reason that things have ended. There's a reason that you've gone into a little bit of, time out, your own spiritual awakening, the dark night of the soul, maybe even for some of you, in terms of trying to create what you want, there's something that you needed to learn to get you onto this new path and this new chapter. So that's showing up quite clearly for you. In terms of the Four of Swords, I wanted to kind of get what the lesson was from this, and what's showing up here is the Six of Materials. So I do feel, Pisces, that in some regard you had to learn, and this may still be something that you've got to work through, but it's importantly getting what hang on, let me take a step back because I need to say this right, what they're trying to say here is receiving what you also need as part of this experience. Because I think you recognize, and this is a story that's coming through here, whether it's a relationship in business, whether it's a relationship with friends, with a lover, it seems that you give a huge lot. And sometimes what happens when you do that, you allow other people to take from you. And then they get to a point that they're taking a little bit too much. And then instead of doing things because you want to do it, you start doing it because it's more like feeling a burden or guilt if you don't do it. But it's also a little part of making sure like you're still accepted, that you're still good enough, that you're still in service because you feel needed, right? So it's kind of like a fine line here. And I think this was a big part of it, the journey, and maybe, one slice to the growth and the lessons that you had to learn here, that it's okay to ask for what you need, but also finding the right way to communicate what it is that you need. And, that it's sound, that it's supportive, but recognizing where, I think one saying is that, are you asking the right person for what you need? So if you're expecting something from a certain person who should have the capacity to give those things for you, that, maybe it's a spouse, you want to be spending time with them, but maybe they're a workaholic or have time for everyone except you, it seems, or that's what it feels like. How do you communicate and ask for that? But if you're finding that you're asking for that and you're not receiving it, then that becomes a big question mark. Are you asking the right person for what you need? Meaning, is that the right person for you? Okay, so I think there's just been some realizations here. Same, it could be a boss, a workplace, like you will find the right person who wants to give you that, who wants to support that. But sometimes the wrong person is in the wrong place in your life, if that makes sense. Knight of Cups. What do we need to learn here about the Knight of Cups energy in terms of the overall situation? Beautiful. Yeah. So, whoever's coming on in, whoever, I did say about wanting to nurture a relationship or a connection that hasn't been as, fruitful or abundant lately, okay? Some connection or situation. I do feel that this person is coming in to make things okay. It seems like you guys want the same thing. So whether this is success, in business, whether this is success at home, whatever that success looks like for you, one that's harmonious, one that, is abundant in many areas of your life. It's like you want to work towards the same thing here is what's showing up with the 10 of materials. So I feel like this is a significant connection or person in your life, Pisces, that may have been a little bit, this relationship may have been somewhat disrupted, or, things weren't as connected with this Four of Swords energy. And maybe too something that you wanted to work on, but for it to get to a really healthy state, you had to go through this experience, these lessons together, okay? Let's have a look at the star energy. Love it. We've got the Ace of Materials. So for some of you, this is about a stability in a connection and really working to heal that. This could also be a stability in actual like finances, career, and something of purpose here for you. And something that you guys potentially want to manifest, hold in your hand, okay? So we can see all this coming together for you, and this is something you can potentially expect happening soon for you, Pisces, okay? If it hasn't, I don't know, I feel like you're right on the brink. I feel like you're in connection probably with already this person. If you've seen my daily short, it was actually about someone that you may not have thought is coming on back in. So you might want to check that out. It's like a 40-second video, but that connects to this message as well. So let's have a look at the World card and your power in this situation. What else we need to know here for our Pisces. Thank you, Spirit. If you feel connected to this message, please give us a like, a thumbs up, that is. Appreciate it, and feel welcome to subscribe. Appreciate all you returning viewers and subscribers and your comments, as always. Like, much love to you guys, and welcome to our newbies here, the Pisces fam, whether you're Pisces Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is a timeless read. You might find too this connects for your Venus and North Nodes energy as well, so check where that is in your houses, and if it's in House of Pisces. Okay, so the World card, we've got the Page of Voices. So to me, this is a lot about you getting out there, Pisces. Your power is about getting out there, sharing messages, sharing news. You might find too, maybe this is on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever it is. But I feel like a lot of this channel, a lot of the work that you're doing that puts you in a powerful, strong place is around a lot of communication, but getting out in the ethers, getting out to the masses of people to share a message, to share a story. Maybe it's some work or project to put out there, but it's time, if you haven't already, to, show face effectively is what it's saying. You might find too, the more you do this, the more people are going to be watching, the more people want to be a part of this. And I know that can feel a little bit scary, but it's your power here. There's something that you have a message, you have something important that needs to be shared with people. And I feel like this is the time to start making it happen. And you might be surprised at the benefits that come with this, the financial gain, the impact on people's lives, and all those things that come nicely together for you. So let's have a look at the Ace of Swords. Okay, it's given us two cards here. So the Ace of Swords is sitting in terms of like the effects of people around you. We did talk about, gaining clarity and truth from people that you may connect with. And this is reaffirming it with the Knight of Voices. I think the right people at the right time are going to show you and give you the signs that you need. But I think it's going to help you also validate what you believe in and why you need to maintain that courage. So you might find that they're giving you also a boost in energy to keep moving forward on this path and purpose that you have right now, things that you've been wanting to manifest. We're seeing this come to life. We're seeing any area of your life that needed healing, that needed nurturing. It's like, it's healing and rebooting. I'm seeing like, when someone's wounded and back in the old days, like I'm talking like ancient times, they used to make a paste to heal, and it's from the earth. That is what I'm seeing, is like I'm seeing a wound, something from the earth is like being mixed together to heal this wound. So to me, that's like quite a deep ancestral thing that's happening here, or may have been occurring as part of this spiritual experience. But the people that you're going to be connecting in with, whether the messages are always going to be supportive, but whether or not you want to hear it is another thing, right? Because sometimes people's messages or the way that people approach or talk or connect is just like, some can be fabulous and desired and wanted, and others can be an FU. So you might get a whole combination of both here, Pisces, but this is supportive, and I feel like giving you the courage and further motivation and confidence to keep moving forward towards that one thing that you've been wanting to manifest or create in your life. Let's have a look at this Queen of Swords energy and what else we need to know. And again, reaffirming, it's like you want to make sure that you're not getting left behind by speaking your truth. You want to make sure that you're not hurting people in the process, but you also need to have your own boundaries, because you don't want the energy and the life force sucked out of you. So I think there's a little bit of you potentially this year, Pisces, that's stepping into a bit more of this air energy of boundaries, of using your voice in truth, and not holding back as much anymore. But I think that's the fine line of, you don't want to be misconstrued or misunderstood with whatever messages. You're not here to hurt people, but you're not here to leave others out. And more importantly, you don't want the judgment that comes with it, kind of like the cancer culture, right? And sometimes that can happen in masses, large masses. Sometimes it can just happen in the workplace or with clients. But I just feel like there's this fine line that you're trying to navigate here. And I think there's just a bit of fear. You don't want to be left behind or not realizing the goodness in your heart and the truth of how things matter to you, because you have a very deep heart, a very deep soul connected to people and things. So I think you're just trying to navigate that. I do feel this is part of your journey, Pisces, to be honest. Like, this is not... I think there's a big realization this year, but I feel like this is going to be a touch and an ebb and flow journey for you in terms of this. And it's also going, what's happening in the world, what's happening in your life is going to impact those truths that you speak. But I feel like the more that you use your voice, the more you get out in public, I just think you're going to, for some of you, you have a huge purpose of really changing and influencing a lot of outcomes that may be happening globally for some of you. So if that's something that's been on your mind, and maybe something you want to manifest, be a community leader or lead a group of people in a certain something, or just help people in general, I feel this is the time that you're going to start seeing things happen. But like anything, you're not going to always find people that everyone loves you. It just doesn't happen that way. You sometimes can stir people's emotions. I mean, I get people on here that comment some weird stuff. I don't know, sometimes too, I wonder if there's bots out there. I don't know. But at the same time, there's people that are going through their own stuff, and sometimes piercing information, polarizing information can really rattle people. But then you know that you're doing your job, right? At the end of the day. And importantly, it's not worrying about them, but recognizing that one person's life that you're changing. That's what I like to focus on in any work that I'm doing. I know if I'm doing this and I can change one life, that's awesome. If it ends up being 100, thousands, whatever it may be, it just will keep getting bigger and bigger the more you stick to it, the more you commit to it. Okay. But again, it's important to be part of your truth, living your truth, not someone else's. Four of Pentacles. So what I'm loving about this in terms of the outcome, Pisces, and I'm going to get a few more for the outcome overall, but there is a doorway opening for you that you'll recognize that as you start moving forward, as you start securing your future, your desires, and feeling that sense of safety and stability in your life, which while this shows material material strength, I do feel that there's a situation or something that you very much believe in, and that I feel this is part of your commitment to something, what you want to manifest. I feel like this is like the setting up of success for it. And it's like the pieces are coming together to hold strong in that endeavor, whatever it may be, because the Three of Inspiration is now movement towards that. It's like whatever you've been working on, the plans that you have kind of been creating, stepping into, now is like, this is like part of the tipping point of it moving forward for you. And I see that quite wonderfully happening. Okay. What else do we need to know here for the overall outcome energy? Thank you, Spirit. One more. Wow. It gave us a whole bunch more. There was too many cards. I just want to get one more after this. Thank you. Okay. It still gave me two. So the overall energies that are showing up here for this, we have got the Nine of Inspiration, the Two of Inspiration, the 10 of Inspiration, and the Page of Emotions. So Pisces, when we look at this overall outcome for this situation, there's absolute determination that's coming from you. You know that you want to create something, go after something, and Spirit's kind of saying like, keep going. This is an important aspect to keep going. A really big part here is, I feel, Pisces, is knowing, don't overburden yourself with plans, thinking things have to be a certain way. I feel that may be a little bit of like road blocking for you, okay? So just be mindful of the plans that you have and don't stand still for too long. Make plans, try it, test it out, experiment, because that's going to help navigate you and guide you. And that came up clear in yesterday's reading around money and career, okay? You need to take action to understand what is working and what doesn't work. It's not just sitting in the thinking or writing it out. You've got to be in the movement, in the motion to gain feedback from that. Because I think once you start leaning in and recognizing that the plans and the efforts required, I just don't want you to get stuck is what I feel, because I feel like you may just overburden yourself with plans and not take action. It's part of a procrastination and safety mechanism that we have inside of us. So it's being able to push through that. But I am seeing courage, and you're going to find that the courage is going to come in force more strongly when you're around like-minded people or people who are supportive of you. And that's where you need, I think it's important, connecting into those right communities or people, okay? And then with the Page of Emotions, this is like the new beginning, Pisces, that I feel like those messages, that information, that it's being enjoyed, whatever that you're doing. I feel these messages are going to come in different forms from different people saying how much they appreciate you. These are going to be the signs that are coming on in. People that are thankful, people that are interested, want to know more. So you're going to get those signs that are going to support whatever it is that you're doing. But the biggest part, like I said, is you need to move forward. You need to keep moving forward. Make a plan, test it out, and just keep going. Because if you stop, that's when things are just, it's going to get heavy, and you don't want that. You need to keep the momentum going and building, and that requires movement, okay? I'm going to leave that with you, dear Pisces. Appreciate you, and look forward to connecting with you soon. Bye now.